There's pressure on. If you're an org like Liquid, you expect your team to deliver. How long is that conversation going to keep going in the boardrooms? And right now, can it change? MongolZ, they're a good team in World Counter-Strike.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a bizarre slow start from them. And we're just going for a quickie. Straight up the ramp. MongolZ, that smoke is way too late. Oh, but the headshot isn't clean to the first. That's an ultimate of taking down the defenders, and Blitz, he was trapped. You can see that flame behind him, limiting his retreat. An attempt from Azinho, and he has really struggled to find the head there. Hard to track. Liquid will get off to a flyer.
Easy. That's simple as it can be. Just rush B. Now, there's more that is going to come in for the negative framing around Liquid. This team have only had Shui in the roster for 2 months. They've chopped and changed. Twist, he wanted to do the in-game leadership. Turns out that isn't for him after all. They've come into this event with a losing record, 26 maps played in total. They've won 9, lost 17. The stat lines are pretty condemning, and then to compound that, back in Melbourne, they played MongolZ in a best-of-3 series. Ancient was one of the maps. They lost it 13-6. So that's why people are probably not having too much confidence in them. But MongolZ, this is a major. They've also lost their opening game, and they're also feeling the pressure. They're considered one of the best teams in the world. They're outside of the top 4 elites. But MongolZ are 0-2. Falcons are at home. Vitality lost their opening game.
So nothing really tracks.
No, everything's a little bit crazy at the moment, isn't it?
So is that. He'd have loved to have finished it off and maintained his AK, but it will fall into Blitz's hands. So that's a nice piece of weaponry to be bringing through.
Too sharp, but having a track 2 in that situation, not going to be the case. Now, do they let the hounds off the leash or the horses down the stable to try and hunt this one away? We can start talking through what you can expect, because I think Nertz is quite well versed in going for this mid control, saying that throughout his career, you know, within Heroic or whether it was in Ents, I think he was pretty good at it. He's going to be up to that on this T side. You're going to have Shui Heaven, Twist to be over towards the B ramp position. That means Naf is going to be a setup player alongside of Ultimate, and then Naf will have to deal with some of those A-main plays or helping Nertz out middle. And he's going to be clashing with the likes of Mazinho and Blitz over towards middle, because Senzu's a B defender with Techno, and then 9-10 with the AWP will be here, there, and everywhere. So we'll just have to see what type of a flow state they can get themselves into. But for Liquid, this is a great start. Pistol, conversion, short was against the Eco, and now the guns come out. We had 3 out of our 4 games have been Ancient.
Yeah, we've had a very ancient day.
Quite green. All right, coach behind Liquid. Demars DeRover, analytical guy. He's a numbers guy. He's not a Counter-Strike guy, but he's definitely been learning the game through some of the best seats in the house. The MP9 for Techno. Blitz is going to keep that AK to tussle in mid. One of those fragging IGLs, as we like to frame him. Senzu lobs up the B doors. Smoke elbow will land as well, and they're going for an A rush. 9-10 is here.
Azinho didn't hear this, so 9-10. Oh, he's got a face full of opponents. Does well. Solid damage. Finished off. Blitz spams through with that saved AK.
Hey, bullets.
Yeah, he's pushing though. He's not scared. And in the chaos, Azinho, oh, he can't get away. Tried to disappear into Donut. Now a 2-on-2 emerges from the wreckage. Not ready for this push from Senzu. He doesn't find the headshot. Twist, a quick reaction from him. And now partnered up. Techno with just the MP9, getting away to A main. That's been spotted by the Shadow, but does it bait you past Twist? Looking for him now. Oh, Twist actually, no bullets for Techno. Chose to engage, and indeed, you can hear Twist in the background there, very satisfied converting the first gun.
Yeah, that's a huge round to win, and it's a momentum-based round as well. So they've just done the classic, right? We know that teams tend to play heavy towards middle and B lane. 9-10 starts over towards A, and if he gets the double, it's probably a completely different story. Lethal damage onto one, but not the other. I think he wants to continue to pressure A. Oh, there's more. Alex?
Where did that come from? He's bought it. He spent all of his pennies.
Yeah, because he saved the AK.
So he's hoping that this is going to come as well, certainly will come as a surprise.
Yeah, but it's not in 9-10's hands. So Blitz wants to make the impact himself. Well, they're out middle. Twist is meant to be the late A main piece. Shui's selling a fake on B. There's no follow through. There's just but now you're just going to have to try and save this orb.
Yeah,
you've lost the round.
That will be his objective.
Round over. Oh, it's a big hole you're digging yourself here, MongolZ.
Nice. Senzu's dig might lead to an AK save as well. And 910's just going to chill.
Yeah, this can get away from you very quick. So this is 4-0 in a best of one, T-side already, and Naf liberated to look for a hunt. Blitz is hanging around. I don't love it. Maybe that's another gun. So if 910 can somehow brave this cross, it's another weapon save. We'll see the value of these AKs going into the next, as he will be able to dart away.
I mean, it does reveal the AWP, but you know what? You'll leave with 2 extra AKs. That's not too shabby as far as output's concerned.
Yeah, and you would have been expecting it in the next round anyway.
Yeah.
So,
I like it.
Yeah, look, it's a crazy approach, but 4-0, now the rounds really need to get started for the Mongols because it can happen quick. Blink of an eye, and that's the round, that kill.
Yep.
Nose opens up. All right, round over. And that's that. Well, I think for Shui, I would keep calling with pace at the moment.
Yeah, it's working, isn't it?
And it puts you in a really strong position as well, because if you can continue to do either quite poppy rounds or in-your-face rounds, then it means that Mongols are going to be trying to predict what the next move is going to be. They're going fast A.
They're doing it.
Yeah, they're just rushing fast A. All right, Senzu's here.
Okay.
Needs to block.
Senzu, yeah, they're coming through, and they've already opened up the sight. Look at the drive-by. Ultimate, 1,000,000 miles an hour into that opening duel. Mazinho does very well from Donut. Catches ultimate on the smoke spam. Shui into Donut, hoping Mazinho overlooks him, and has. Good find, back of the head, Mazinho dead. Techno through Temple, next port of call. Nertz is actually in this very hard to clear angle. You have to pre-aim it perfectly, or you will lose your head. Okay, jiggles it out, still loses out.
Save.
Must be.
I don't see a kit.
910's fishing. Not been given anything, and now he's lost his teammate as well. Will he hold on to his orb? That's the next question. Looks like they're going to let him. Liquid haven't been very hunty at all, but at 5-0, we might start seeing if this keeps going.
Especially, so look at Twist. He has to rebuy in the next round, but he already has 8K, right? And they're going to get the win bonus right now. So one more of those, and then, yeah, just start hunting, making sure they have nothing to carry through, because max loss bonus to work with. It is crazy how much cash they have on the CT side, even though the score is 5-0.
I don't know.
It's those saved AKs, right? Those saved AKs have really put themselves in a strong position as they're trying to imitate a bit of Carrigan right there. But I like this. It maybe could have come in even a little bit earlier from Mara. But tactical timeout called, and maybe give him a slap around the head. Boys, the score is already 5-0. They only need 13. So almost 50% of the way there. Blitz can buy himself. Senzu can do the same.
I mean, the expectation for MongolZ is playoffs, right? Like, that was what most people would have said, is like, they are the disruptors, they'll be there.
Well, you would think, right? The VRS season is to qualify for the major, right? So you're meant to use the checkpoints along the way as your way to measure teams. Vitality, we have measured them as the best team of the season. Then after that is a conversation of Falcons, MongolZ, or Spirit, right? And Falcons had taken that mantle over MongolZ in the recent times, and Spirit have had a couple of moments, but nothing great. Then after those four, it was MongolZ and Aurora, right? Formerly known as Eternal Fire. Both play great Counter-Strike, both have a lot of firepower, but both struggle on stages due to lack of experience.
Boosting the aggressive IGL. Blitz draws blood and then doubles up. 2 smoke down through the smoke. Nice find from Mazinho. Keeps them with a heavy advantage. Maybe Twist can walk on this. Mazinho trying to get away to Donut. Twist has the opportunity, but considers that under the box angle too threatening. And so Mazinho allowed to slip away red.
Okay, well, if you can make a 2v4 stick Liquid, I think you're going to find some confidence. Give this one the best crack you can.
Oh, and they've lost one already. Nice pick off. 910 Zorb connects. Now, I'm sure Techno just had to fight every fiber of his being that was just tempted to push heaven.
Yeah, well, they know. I'm surprised he hasn't pushed further out of cave, with all things considered, when they know where he was. But so they're going to make sure he's boxed in. The only open avenue to him right now is... Okay, there's 2 open avenues.
Yeah, so 910 has gone down, but it should be no harm, no foul, with the bomb not on his back, and Ultimate's just trying to take as many as he can down with him.
Yeah, I think another kill would be fantastic. He is getting wrapped upon by Mazinho, so it's all going to come down to timing, and, well, there you have it. They should be able to scoop up the AWP. It already has been, and, oh, double orbs? Do we really want that on the CT side? Okay, maybe we do, especially if Liquid continue that type of pace. But here's what I'm thinking if I'm Shui. I already have earned my team a bed of rounds. We won the pistol, the conversions. I had 2 quick gun round calls. And that's great. That's actually given us this stable foundation to work upon. Now we can go into a bit more standard of the approach, right? We can just default now. We don't need to do it. Because if we get 1 or 2 more rounds in this half, that's an amazing first half of play. So I don't think they need to keep it up with the pace. Sure he wants to, though.
Oh, he does. He didn't see him. Didn't see him coming. What's going on? A free frag for Blitz, I guess. Nuts onto Mazinho. They know Blitz is trapped. He's forced to extinguish, but trapped in that smoke regardless.
Senzu's coming to help.
Yeah, and Techno kind of can't. He's smoked off. Senzu's nade is actually going to finish the job that Mazinho started. And it's getting worse for the boys. Nerds wasn't the only casualty. Ultimate's been caught.
Yeah, he tried to cheat into B, and understandably so, because the B anchor player got a nade kill in middle, but Senzu rotated back in time, punishes him with the AWP, and now it's Naf. Unknown entity right now. The Canadians are lacking North American representation, and, well, the first will find a frag. Now it's Twist's turn.
Yeah. Senzu guarantees that one.
We saw double AWPs a little bit earlier in the day, didn't we, from Legacy? They actually whipped it out with Sadzin, and Nissim was doing some of the secondary. And there you have it. Techno gets on the board with his first kill.
Okay, they're back. Slow start from MongolZ, but a convincing one.
He just heard in the comms they've definitely identified the double AWP. So at this point, remember we talked about the ways that Legacy could be exploited, but they did a good job of trying to hold them at arm's length. So let's see. Do you call something fast again if you're Shui, right? You could go for the A rush again, and the quickness could catch the AWP off. If he misses the first kill, it's going to cascade out of control. They'll be able to hoover up the space and get in your face. Or do you just go B, posture with the B lane, and then do an execute. Smoke long and short, good flashes, you're in, and the AWP's going to have a tough time retaking.
Yeah, Liquid want to go something quickie.
Yeah, it will be the B pop, and this makes a lot of sense. Blitz is coming over. Yeah. Oh, they've dropped the double AWP. Never mind, I should have noted that immediately. So they're making a bad call.
Running into this site, rifles are plenty. Senzu ready to rack him up. Never mind, empty hands for Senzu. Blitz though, he's gonna push through. Look at this chaos. Oh, the whole team just disappears. A magic trick from the MongolZ. Liquid gone. Just like that, evaporating as the CTs come surging into the site. Do you know what that reminds me of? Is the strats we see on the A side of the map. On B, suddenly all the CTs at the same time in unison crunching into that bomb site.
Yeah, that's the Mongolian meat grinder right there.
Wow. You don't really get to see that. Like, it's rare that everyone arrives at the same time, so you can play like that.
But you catch it again. I think the flashes are quite...
1, 2.
I thought there was flashes. No, there's no flashes. I thought there was flashes in the mix. It's just bodies.
Yeah.
The bodies coming through smokes caused the chaos in the comms.
Incredible.
And they juked them, right? They thought, okay, they're double AWP, let's just execute. Well, they dropped the secondary AWP and you get lulled into an execute as Ultimate's taken this space. An awful lot of it to work with now. Techno might get caught off guard.
Yeah, okay, one's going to cross long. Yes, they expect that, and he gets cleared out by Techno. Well, they were hoping on a Deagle pick. There is one more of those in the mix. It's just Twists.
Oh,
Shui's had a couple of weird ones in 2 rounds now.
What was he doing? Was he talking? Was he checking something? It doesn't matter. It was an eco, and you're already in a 5v3. Twist with some light resistance, but that's all it'll beat. Mazinho deals with that, and it is just a 1-round game. So 5-0, now 4 straight, and not a single plant in any of these 4.
I feel like MongolZ are doing more convincing in these 4 than Liquid did in their 5.
All right, demands the rover on the mic. Some clear contributions, not just taking it to let his team talk. Wanted to get his point across. So early it was fast, it was setting the tone. They got lulled into the B execute because of the double AWPs. They've really run a default round once, and that was with pace. It wasn't even tempered. So I wouldn't be too surprised, as I touched on earlier, to see them go into more default heavy play. But we'll see what the coach wanted to convey.
Almost a comical double take there on the Shui head.
3 towards B lane, Naf to set up Nerds. So Naf just holds the flash. If Nerds calls for it, then he'll unleash it. Got the space they were looking for. Pressure on the cave.
Concedes the space. Bit of chip damage there. Twist softened up.
Now you actually get to play out the round. Now you've got the control, you smoke off Donut, you're going to put pressure on this red rotation. So you have everything. You have A main, you have mid, you've got the B lane. You've even got Shui up in cave.
This is, yeah, it's got the writing on the wall for a 6th round for Liquid. Techno, 25 damage as he pushes forward of the flame. Senzu Blitz will gamble over.
Remember, they have to be worried about an awful lot. So Blitz is playing for B, but also has to worry about red. So just waiting for some of these CT aggressors. Nothing's come through just yet. They've doubled up in cave now, so they're selling red. That's a gap that either you're just going to give over or you're going to acknowledge in the back of your head. But either way, the comms from MongolZ need to acknowledge the fact that it is a possibility. Bomb transitioning back. Ultimates just run all the way through T-spawn. With 30 seconds, this now tells of an A finish. Likely to sell a B fake and then go through mid to Donut into Mazzino.
Need a bit of commitment behind this. Senzu already thinking it's a bit fishy. Mazzino, oh, he's got a lot of work to do. Nertz is going to be a dead man. Mazzino makes it so. 9-10 though, there's one blind spot. Oh, the frustrations are going to be palpable. Naf slipped past, but doesn't punish.
That's a limp fake as well, isn't it? Yes. I think the long smoke lands perfectly there. They even get past the AWP first, but it's the bomb that's second. That gets dropped towards main with 12 seconds on the clock and twists. He's not going to go down after time. That would have really hurt, but they've turned this on its head. We're all tied up now, and they're the ones running with all the momentum. A slow start, sure, but a 2 gets to that finish line first, and the MongolZ looking hot to trot. It's kills. Like, this one should have been traded. That is an absolute mare.
His change in elevation, the fact that he mantles up, it's just going to make tracking that spray just all the harder for Naf. Nasty for all the wrong reasons.
Back to the mid press. Run boost up. Blitz is going to fight lane.
Yeah, he wants to. Twist and Shui, are you ready? No, they weren't. Easy peasy. First blood drawn from the Mongolian captain, and he's not playing scared. Quite the opposite. Half a mag of bullets. He still goes swinging in for more and more on top of that. Look at the health. Techno, he wants to go down ramp. Blitz is keeping him under so much scrutiny. No one's ready. This is just aggression. Who's on the attack, I ask you? Feels like the MongolZ. Job done. How suffocating is this?
5-0 to what could very well be a 7-5 half. That is massive work from the MongolZ. It turns their fate around right now. And like many of the other favorite teams of the day, right, Vitality, they lost their opening game. They're able to bounce back in the next. MongolZ couldn't do so. The MongolZ want to join that 1-1 bucket of teams tomorrow. Lots of names in that mix. Legacy, 3D Max, Aurora, Linvision, Vitality, FaZe. Only 2 more teams who can find themselves still in the best of ones going into the second day of our 3rd stage. It's going to be the winner of G2 versus Pain that's running simultaneous with this one. Otherwise, you could be condemned to that 0-2 bucket alongside of MongolZ and Nemiga. But here we go, final round. First half.
They want to try and punish Senzu and 9-10 here, and oh, he goes looking. Cave players trying to help out as well, both of them half health. The molly backside limits your options. Senzu trying to block ramp under so much pressure. Good find. Yeah, 9-10's managed to remove Twist, but Naf spams back and finds Techno. Senzu with low HP, just push it willy-nilly. Where are the comms? What's going on?
Well, Nertz is an A at least. He's an X-Factor player. He can make a massive move.
Oh, no, not when Mazzino's in the server. A quick headshot, job done. Round 1, and MongolZ with 7 consecutive. Stunning from the Mongolians, trying to punish Team Liquid.
What's up, everybody? We're down here eating a little classic Texas barbecue because it's time for a little barbecue in A with Legacy. What you guys want?
I will have a brisket.
Do you like the fatty or the lean?
Fatty.
Yeah, That's the right answer. Tazin, what can I do for you?
Everything.
Everything. Yes, sir.
No, I'm joking.
All right, so now, while you guys are stuffing your faces, I'm gonna ask you questions just to make it a little more difficult. But it's funny to think about because I feel like this event is probably the highest pressure situation. Why do you think in this moment you guys are sort of finding that form shining?
For me, it's the energy. Everyone is so hyped, playing so well.
Of course, the situation for us was weird because we didn't expect to be here, you know. But when we had this opportunity, we said, "Oh, guys, let's just enjoy this moment," you know.
There's a phrase in the US, it's like, we say you're playing with house money. It's like you go to the casino and you've already got like more than you came in with, you know? So it's like, you guys just keep pushing it further, right? How far does it go? How far do you guys go?
I mean, we're just grateful to be here, and we're trying to do our best, as Jamal said, so we can leave here with no regrets, and that's what we will keep doing. I don't know how far are we going to go, but we're gonna go like this.
Yeah.
Can I have more brisket?
Yeah, dude. Let's see, what do you got here? What do we got?
Not gonna stop, bro. It's so good.
That's good. That's good. I'm curious about how things have been with Alex as well, right? He's primary IGLing. He came in. It's his first time doing that role, I think, in this team.
Yes.
How has he been doing? What's the learning curve like there? I asked right when you took a bite of food. This is the classic move.
If Lux was here, it would be fun.
Yeah.
He talks a lot, me and him, we talk a lot. But he already talked a lot in the game, being like second color. And I think for him, he doesn't have any, it's like a habit for him. I see him looking for things around to learn, like a library, you know? And this is very, very good, you know? If you see someone like pushing forward, and it makes people like, oh, if he's learning, I'm gonna learn, you know?
All right, Sudzin, we'll get a question in for you.
Okay.
I mean, this is just a basic one, but is there one player here you wanna up against?
I talked with the guys. It's sad what I'm gonna say, but I was really like to play against MongolZ, but yeah, the other op I want to play against, it's Zayu.
Yeah.
Because we already say, like, oh, we need to get the revenge.
And then the question we have to ask, right? How far can you take it?
That's a question. We don't know. It's just about no regrets, and then if you lose or win, we will be happy with our attitude. Because the results are, most of the times, they don't say everything. A bad result, a good result, doesn't matter.
All right, you heard the answers here, folks. We smoked them to perfection, now ready for your consumption. Hope you enjoyed it. That was Barbecue and A with Legacy.
Well, from Meats getting smoked to Team Liquid getting smoked in 7 consecutive rounds. It looked fantastic, a little too fantastic, suspiciously so. 5-0, goes 7-5.
It's more condemning than just 7 on the trot. It was the Mongols showing complete disrespect. The bomb did not go down in a single one of those rounds that they were starting to throw on the board, so they were ragdolling them. I love the call-in from Shui out of the gate. It was very tempo-heavy. They were just being able to brute force into sites, doing a good job with some of the entries. But then as soon as the Mongols got activated, after a couple of crazy moments, the in-game leader buying an AWP on an eco, it's all worked out as now Liquid will have their chance to defend as they're going to start quite heavy towards Donut. 3 players, Ultimate, Nerds, and Twists. It's going to be Naf and Shui up towards Cave, so it feels like it's going to be a pincer into middle from these 2 different elevations. While that's happening, they're setting up towards A. Mongols are going to try and waltz on in. Blitz has a smoke. Just one to work with. Lobbed out now. Ultimate, the only one who can respond to this.
Yeah, what's he supposed to do?
Perfect
Get
smoke as
smoked
well.
off. Flawless attempts to try and catch that bomb planter with a couple of spammed bullets.
They're all rerouting CT.
Yeah, interesting.
It's a flash for Ultimate to try and set this up. They have to go Temple.
Oh, great shot.
Back
Huge
in.
shot. Okay, yeah, Twister's giving them a way back in.
Blitz is on a late lurk. It's an open plant for Donut late.
Yeah, so that will come into play a little later on. For now, it's this Temple trio. Senzi the first contact man. Mazinho does well, catches Naf as they flood into the side. That sound cue was heard of the defuse. Blitz is buying time, waiting. And it doesn't even matter. It just doesn't even matter. Everyone wins their duel. A double from Mazinho and Senzu. And Liquid, I mean, their woes continue.
We'll make it 8 in a row.
Why not? Let's go 9.
Well, this time the bomb went down, but that's because Mongols are on the T side. So, oh, if they force in right now, may just be the map, and that's exactly what they're going to do. It starts well. You have the number advantage, but you let these Mongolians play deathmatch. They love it. Just absolutely pipping you at the post. Peeled apart, limb from limb. Someone's going to put this horse down as... what the hell is that smoke? They go up B ramp, Alex.
Yeah.
As everyone can see by taking a look at the radar on the top left-hand side of their screen, they can see there's nobody residing in the site.
And Techno is now smoked into long by the CT side.
So thank you for that, and we'll take this one.
What's going on?
Well, nothing.
What am I witnessing?
When was the last time Liquid were good?
2018? 2019?
2019.
2019. Been a while.
Has been a while. Get on out of there, boys. Hold on to those pistols. You want the kills, but the stat line isn't going to get you the next round of play. 9-10 shows proficiency on the Galil as now Naf is committed to his demise. You are not getting out of cave. You don't pass go, you don't collect $200. As Mongols have the monopoly on the rounds right now. Terrorists win. 9 straight. Well, they had a moment to get out, but then they hung around and tried to fight, and then they all got killed. So,
fine. You know who needs Kevlar and a Deagle into an eco anyway?
nah. Poor Jason.
Well, you know. Yeah, poor guy.
Oh, and Maui.
Yeah.
They still got a leash.
Hopefuls.
They've got a leash and call me Sue.
That's all they've got. And one of them is a bit of a stretch.
I grew up in California.
He did grow up in California.
So, Alex, maybe get the chants going. Let's go, Liquid. Let's go.
I don't think a chant will save them.
Unless it's like a magical...
Like a kind of ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like a blood sacrifice.
Yeah, just get Harry in here. We'll sacrifice him.
Oh.
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 I thought you were looking
I thought he was doing the ritual.
Oh, no, yeah. Well, Hugo obviously runs it.
And he's going to sacrifice Harry.
He has got, like, vampire-like qualities.
Their relationship has taken a real turn, hasn't it? Well, this isn't comedy.
No, for a moment it felt like something special was happening in the sense that our expectations were not being met. Mongols weren't winning the pistol in its initial conversion, the first gun, all going Liquid's way, a 5-0. And then Mongols were reminded. Mara took a timeout, said, do you know who you are?
Yeah, and we actually want to win this game if we can. We don't want to be 0-2 tomorrow.
No one does. And yet, there are some big names in that category. What is going on?
Amiga and maybe Liquid.
Yeah, maybe.
G2 versus Pain, one of those two names will join, and one of the two will be waving goodbye to the major tomorrow. Now, this is why it sucks for MongolZ as well as maybe a Liquid. I keep saying maybe, because these are only your first 2 days of play.
Yeah.
Right? You're not stage 2 teams. You're not stage 1 teams.
Caramba.
Almost gets a kill there on the way out. But anyway, the rifle's invested upon now as the smiles creep onto the faces of the young Mongolians. Not the youngest team at the major anymore.
Yeah, that's been taken from them.
Beta have been eliminated, so I guess they're the youngest team.
Still at the major, yeah, okay.
We'll make sure you're situated, Liquid, because the momentum is being completely taken away from you.
Would
10 consecutive.
Be fair to say this is a must-win round.
Yes, it would.
Yeah, okay.
Tip damage towards middle. Twist takes 42 to a HE before he's even seen anybody. Techno with the extinguish applies pressure towards Heaven and Cave. Shui parked up on his own as Naf has the toughest task of being this B anchor to get isolated. You got Mazinho in A main, you got Blitz floating outside of Elbow, and the other 3 as, yeah, you can take mid control. You could even deploy another smoke. We don't want it right now. We're a minute 25 on the clock as MongolZ sit back and stomach this.
Helped by the AWP, though. This could be ultimate AWP. Oh, out of the round! A headshot found. Senzu opens up the account. Good angles, though. You can see them both in that little blind spot.
Oh, pushing. Has to.
Low HP. Flashes himself, 9-10. Despite connecting the flashbang onto Naf and just 27 points of health, 3 frag total, Naf is going to be walking ramp. This is everything for Naf if he can take that bomb carrier down, but held way too easy for 9-10.
I don't hate the move, right? Because they knew that he was pinned on that side of the site. He doesn't know what's in cave. He had to do something, but just so low on HP. Nobody flashing for him. No way to set him up. Just Twist here for now, and he's about to be smoked off long side. Nertz is cheating over to assist this.
The timing is impeccable. He just starts to engage. I think he was reacting to the sound of the bodies up ramp. Gets the guy up close.
Okay, there's a kit for this. Nertz and Twist. These are the two I'd want alive in a situation.
Yeah, Well, now only one of them. Twist is gone. And Nerds needs a reload, needs a 1v2 clutch to give Liquid just something to work with, something to hold on to. This is going the wrong way, and the wrong way fast for Liquid and their fandom. Caught out, switching to his nades. He should be dead, and he is now. Wow, the Mongols, they don't celebrate anything. This is just like business for them.
I love the repos from Blitz, right? Because they flushed the player out from default. And then at that point, he's just, well, I'm just going to go play default because you're not going to expect me to be here late in the round. Why would you? It also gives him a great position that his teammate can play off of him. So it gets a little bit awkward here for a moment. But yeah, as mentioned, people are going to be a bit critical of Naf in that situation. But what else is he meant to do? He was pinned left side sight. There was cave pressure potential. And then, well, a fortunate kill for Twist through the smoke. But now that is, I'll keep counting, 11 straight rounds. They're in again. Essentially going to force buy out this game.
Yeah. The Mongols, they are just like on autopilot right now. Everything's flowing, the comms, the confidence. There is, however, this Ultimate Twist's Red Room occupation. Just a deagle for Ultimate. He only got one AWP on the CT side. I think that might be the reality for the rest of this. Oh, well, he's lucky to be alive. Just clipped through the staircase.
I wonder if I got info on two, because one had a rifle and the other just had a pistol, but it depends on how much he really saw. X-ray can be deceiving. So pressure felt middle, pressure felt cave, Nert's on tree. He's got company.
He has got company coming. Trying to sell a bit of a fake here. It will just be Nerds and Twists.
Molly and smoke at the same time.
An easy first for Nerds. Oh, he attempted a transfer, but it didn't quite find its mark.
Just to be unknown, he should get one here.
He certainly should. Yeah, looking the wrong way. Perfectly timed on the engagement. Does well to isolate another. 9-10 goes down. Bomb is loose, and Techno and Senzu with very little time to make this work. Oh, Twist hitting some banging headshots here with the M4A1. He might go finish it. He's only got 4 bullets, but look at him still going, still searching. And ooh, Shui with a bit of a banger as well. Okay, well, there's a difference maker. And his name is Twist.
The streak is finally broken. So 11 on the chop has now Liquid need to battle back in with some momentum. They will need to win this and likely one more to completely be able to topple the money of MongolZ. Twist just essentially just lying in wait. The second is beautiful. You see how quick that dink comes in onto 9-10. And he could be anywhere with time against them. The bomb loose, just rolling on in. And that one's going to be some mild frustrations, but just a table
maybe
stack.
moderate, maybe moderate.
Starting 3B.
And out mid we go. Oh, that's a very well-placed bullet there from Nerds. He's rung the bell of Senzu.
Shallow smoke just feels like such an invitation. I understand why. Like, I get... Oh, there we go. B push. Here we go. Finding something. Setting the tone.
Okay, Techno goes down. Caught off guard by the aggress. Twist trying to draw a line in the Red Room sand. Oh, but quick crouch peek out of Blitz. Instantaneous headshot. And the pressure amplified for this duo on A. Naf and Shui, they cannot lend you a hand.
Bogdan's law in play. 9-10, still proficient on the rifles. Ultimate's AWP now known. Can you get into this A space? Oh, no.
Just walking through the smoke, willy-nilly. So comfortable for Blitz. And that's the next piece to fall. Shui at least gets the info from Naf's death, but Ultimate alone on this site and just getting creeped and crawled upon. They're closer than ever, right next to him. And yeah, jump scare for Mazinho. Again, just hiding out behind the site pays dividends for the first, but needs a whole lot more than that. 20 seconds of the tease, pressure applied, hang on, the bomb is down. They have to run at him. They have to. Taking their sweet time about this. 12 seconds, boys. We need a kill here. Ultimate hiding out in the smoke, and he's just going to go down. What on earth? And 12th for the Mongols.
AWP was the worst weapon for the job there after it was the best weapon for the job for Ultimate, right? Because as soon as that smoke's deployed, he can't really spam through. He knows that he needs to hope for something crazy. If they start planning in the smoke, then he can peer out, try and isolate the duel, maybe find the planner if it's not going to be in that smoke. But final tactical timeout. The reason I say final is because it's 12. So unless he's planning on taking them back-to-back or they're able to breathe some life in with the round, Liquid, this one is done like a dog's dinner.
Well, I mean, MongolZ are in the 0-2 category as well, so...
Haven't taken a look at the simulator of how things are going to line up tomorrow.
No, nor I, but I just know that whoever's drawing MongolZ is going to feel like they got the short end of the stick, even if they have underperformed in their first day here. Twist, visible frustrations, Naf, a nasty death in the rotation there. I guess he's just gambling that they've both left Red Room in pursuit of the exposed duo on A. Well.
Techno in with the max. This is a B rush to finish.
Is it really going to be just the B rush?
Yeah, and it's only Naf here. No, wait, he's got support.
He's got Shui.
Okay, well, it's 2v5.
Yeah, just a 2v5. That's all they have to handle. Util coming in quick. What's your reaction? Shui, he's feeling it. The pressure is really being applied here. Look how quickly they progress. Good find. Naf, that's output. He gets 2. Shui the 1. Sets his team up for success. But wait, 9-10. Catches ultimate on his rotation. Twist. Easy find. But trades from 9-10. He's having a round here. The Mongolian sniper elects for the AK. Nerds is there. Liquid survived the first of 6 consecutive tests.
Damn, okay. Well, that one was punchy, wasn't it there? But it's the Naf double. Right, the fact that he teased them up there, 9-10 able to grab a couple back, but it's also Twist slipping in, just being able to get there to deny that bomb going down. 9-10 gives it a go. Naf, really well done. He's had a hard game, hasn't he? But when tested, when called upon in that type of situation, it's this one here. Now it becomes the 1v1. And Nerds, he doesn't miss. Nice. So still alive. Just for a moment longer. 1 AK. Few upgraded pistols. So not going for a force are the MongolZ. Will allow that loss bonus to start accruing, and this is an opportunity right now for you just to take a breath. You don't need to rush. That was a poppy round into B. It was very trade heavy. It didn't work into your favor. You got 5 chances. This is probably going to be one of your worst of the bunch because down the stretch, the loss bonus is going to start to build up. At the moment, it's only 1,900 into the next. That's why with everybody roughly around the 2K mark, you've taken this save. There might be a couple more of those if Liquid continue to find resistance. But you go for the hero AK because not only do you have the extra cash to splash, if you're able to get a couple of kills, you can already see how rough around the edges the buy is. So if you can find 2 kills, 3 would be great. Then the drops are going to be hard for Liquid to be able to follow through with into the next round of play.
So you can see the game plan is going to be just like a late mid take. Xenia's got this lineup set, or he did.
I think they've just called the cancel. They're going to play in the fade of the smoke.
Yeah,
hopefully they kept Shui off.
Okay, well, now the jig is up. Oh my god, he's lost the whole team. He flashed them, but gets nothing. Naf, again. Oh, these guys are taking duels and they're winning them with just a Desert Eagle. Senzu removes Naf.
This would be the worst way for this map to go down.
It can't end like this.
Some light U2 and an AK.
It's going to, Chad. I think it's going to. They're running into Ultimate and he's having a very slow day.
There's still that one smoke to work with as well.
Yeah, with this rejig plan. No, and now they know exactly where he is. They'll throw the lurk smoke. Nightmare for an AWP to hold that. Crossing in, planting bombs, hitting headshots. Is this where Liquid fall? A half investment. A single AK in the mix, a couple of Desert Eagles, and one by one they give themselves to the MongolZ Eagles. Ultimate, empty hands. His AWP does nothing. Nerds, the only one standing and delivering here for Liquid, but now he goes down. And down goes the last. MongolZ prevail. Liquid on life support.
An absolute shift of momentum in that one. 5 rounds out the gates. T-side pistol conversions and poppy rounds called from Shui, but 11 straight as Liquid, after their first day at the major, find themselves 0-2. 1 best of 3 away from elimination. MongolZ down there, Namiga's down there, and G2 or Pain will be joining them. Tomorrow, their fate could be decided, and they could be waving goodbye to a North American major. And for the org, that would be an absolute gutting way for the season to end. More roster changes, more in-game leaders getting swapped in and out. When will Liquid find a solution?
Get you an IGL like Blitz, top of the tables, delivering in output and calls, a convincing turnaround. MongolZ did not buckle under what was a strong start from Team Liquid. And a bit of a reminder of what they're made of, what they're capable of. This is supposed to be where they do some of their best work. You didn't see that in the opening game, but they've managed to at least land on their feet and end their day with a split of 1 win, 1 loss.
I've got James back standing by with a loser interview.